Hi, I'm Alex.
And I'm Kris, and you're watching
Thanks, We Hate It with Alex and Kris. Oh boy, this one
musical.
This one required a little more research for Kris. I know we had discussed earlier.
Yeah.
I'm a very musical person. I pay attention to scores in movies all the damn time. I don't know, like, I feel like music is really fucking important especially for horror movies. Like,
sets a mood.
It's not only does it set the mood, but like, in my personal opinion, it can like make or break your movie.
True.
You know, I mean, really, you know, I mean, it's weird too, because like when you look at rough cuts of movies, without the music, it's fucking weird. Like, guys, it's weird. So you're like, oh, so, you know, that's why I like to pay attention to stuff like that so much, is because, yeah, sure, like, the movie's great, but it's nothing without a fucking great score in the background, so.
Yep. Like I was telling her, I said, if the music does its job right, you don't even really notice it.
Exactly.
Because it's there to complement the story. So it is easier to notice, I think, when it is bad than when it's good, because your ear will be like, that's off. It's off. There's something off about it. Even if I can't explain what it is, because I'm not musical, it's something off.
Yeah.
So for me, I wasn't so much focused on scores as I was just the songs that surrounded certain movies.
Okay, who wants to go first? Do you want me to go first?
You know what? Why don't I go first this time, since you're actually the expert this week? So, because I'll go first this time.
Okay.
Alright, so my first one, number 5, is going to be the song Leatherface.
Okay.
And it's by, I think, Laz Rocket. I don't know.
I
can't pronounce their name.
I know the song, I don't know the band.
Yeah. This was written for Texas Chainsaw 3.
Yes. It's not a good song. No, they played it at the end credits.
It's a mess of a song to go with a mess of a movie, is basically my take on it. It's not good, you guys.
No, and yeah, it's just one of those things, they played it at the end credits or whatever, and it's just not a great song. It's not fun. It's just...
And for it to have been specifically written for this movie, like, maybe they should have given them the script or something. Like, I don't know, because the song, I don't feel like has much to do with the movie.
No, not at all. It's just kind of like, we're just gonna sing about Leatherface because that's what the movie's called.
Right.
Leatherface. You know, so that they just kind of like took the title and was like, okay, that's fine. We'll just make, you know, like... Yeah, I don't like it either. It's just such a bleh song to me.
Yeah,
you know, where I'm just
it's
like,
not a bop.
No,
it's
not a banger at all.
You can definitely skip that on your Halloween CD party soundtrack, whatever.
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. It's bad, and I promise you, even with a lot of the playlists that you can find on Spotify or YouTube or whatever, that song probably won't be in there. On the other hand, you will probably find a lot of songs from Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2, because that had a bangers all fucking round. Like, oh my god, Oingo Boingo? Oingo Boingo, you guys. No One Lives Forever. God damn. Like,
it was a really good
soundtrack.
What a
great fucking song, and what a great movie and great soundtrack. So,
I do like Texas Chainsaw too.
Fuck yeah. That's, God, so damn good.
Yeah. But this song, Leatherface, not good. Not good.
There's a reason why they put it at the credits.
Right.
You know?
They didn't lead with that.
No. Good call. Okay, so I focus primarily on soundtracks because, like I said, or not soundtracks, scores, like actual scores, because, like I mentioned before, I feel like that can either make or break your movie, and the scores really fucking stick out to me, so here we go. Number 5.
Shopping mall, where shopping costs you an arm and a leg.
I love them.
I fucking love the movie. I love the movie, but I can't with the score. I feel like the score is just way too,
synthesized.
Yeah, I mean, and yes, it's an 80s film, and yes, synthesizing was the thing in the 80s, but I feel like it was way too heavy on it. They way too fucking heavy on the synthesizer. Especially, a scene that comes to mind is when it's kind of like in the third act when they're ready to, destroy the Killbots, and, they all come out, with their guns and their bombs and their gear or whatever, and it plays kind of like a synthesized, like, spaghetti western type melody, and it
makes me laugh.
It was
it's not supposed to. That's the problem.
Yeah,
it's not supposed to make me laugh.
I was like, ew. Like, just listening to it, I was like, I can't. Like, it stuck out to me so fucking much where I'm like, this is... Ugh. I don't know. It was too synthesized, but don't get me... I love me some good synthesized music, trust me, but...
That could be why I did... Because I find Shopping Mall a funny movie.
Oh, it's hilarious.
And I think maybe that's why, is the music... Maybe they went a little bit goofier with the music, which changed the whole tone of their movie,
Yes.
Yes.
And I think, too, for a movie that was trying... It's very obvious it was trying to be serious, and then they added that
Which
score.
makes it funnier.
Exactly. And then they added that score. It gives a mixed message. So, I mean, if that score would have been with a script that was just a lot more fun,
right,
and a lot more campy, hell yeah, I'd be like, fuck yeah, like that is the score right there. But I think they just tried to make it too serious.
Yeah.
And, I just feel like it didn't fit.
I can see that for sure. I can see the discrepancy, because most horror movies you're not supposed to be laughing through.
No.
I have a very sick sense of humor though, so
I'm on that same wavelength for sure.
All right. My number 4 is the song Pet Sematary from the movie Pet Sematary by the Ramones. I love the Ramones.
Oh, yeah.
I love Pet Sematary. I love Stephen King. It all should have come together, and it did not. It did not, you guys.
I don't like that song either. It's just weird.
Yeah, so Stephen King is apparently a huge fan of the Ramones. I mean, who isn't?
Yeah.
And he requested them to write a song for this movie. And they did it in an hour, and it feels like they did it in an hour. I get requesting your favorite musicians to, like, create stuff for you, but if they're not really into it, maybe don't push for it. Like, we have a band, our friends are in a band called Sunspot, and they're pretty big in Wisconsin and Midwest and stuff. And for our show, The Deadersons, we asked them, hey, can you guys make us a song? They made a banger. It's called I Was a Teenage Zombie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love that song. Their time, we gave them the scripts, like they knew what they were making, and they didn't do it in an hour. So Ramones, maybe
take your time. I mean, seriously, unless inspiration hits you so fucking hard, and
right,
and right then and there, and I make my own music too, so I don't do it as often as I used to, but I do make my own music. So I mean, unless it hits you immediately, just take your fucking time with it, please.
And then tell the man no, I'm sorry. If you're not getting any good ideas, if you're not inspired, if you can't write the song, say, sorry, we're gonna have to pass on this, maybe next time.
Right. Don't force it.
Yeah.
Don't force it,
I really wanted to like the song, and I did not.
It's disappointing.
I do not.
Alright. I'm actually gonna segue right into Stephen King.
Do it.
Because it's a perfect time to bring it up. Please, okay, and so before I say it, I don't actually hate the score. I don't hate it. I'm only bringing it up just because it's the worst Stephen King movie or whatever. Guys, I have to talk about Maximum Overdrive.
It is not the worst Stephen King movie.
No, I mean, to everybody else it is, but to me it's my favorite, actually. Right up there with Carrie. But
anybody who says Maximum Overdrive is his worst movie has not seen all of Stephen King's movies.
No.
So let's let's lay that to rest right here.
Maximum Overdrive, strangely enough, fun fact about me, is a comfort movie. So whenever I'm like in a really shitty mood or whenever I'm super depressed, when I'm super depressed, I'll put on Max. Guys, I like cry laughing. I cry laugh. It's so fucking funny.
It's amazing.
And you know, like I said, the reason why I wanted to put it on here was because I absolutely love how bad they were kind of trying to make it, you know, where it was like they knew that they were being goofy. They knew that this was
like a producer's type thing.
Exactly. Like they knew that, you know, it was going to be off the wall. I mean, Stephen King did a bunch of cocaine while making this movie. So, I mean,
I think everybody on set did a lot of cocaine.
Yes. So it's only fair that you bring in AC fucking DC to score your entire fucking
Why
film.
would you not?
And it's glorious. It's fucking beautiful. And like I said, I know it's on the list of the top worst, but I had to bring it up just because this movie is typically seen as a hot fucking mess and like not a great, you know.
I think seen that way by people outside the genre, because horror fans,
right, outside the genre, that's
we
more
love
what I was
a mess.
referring to.
We love a good mess.
Yeah. No, Maximum Overdrive is dead ass one of my favorite fucking movies of all time. And I just, like I said, I have to bring it up just for the funny, like the funny factor. It's fucking hilarious, and that's what makes it so good. It's so bad it's good.
Agreed.
So I had to put it on there.
100% agree.
I had to put it on there just because it's so fucking ridiculous. Okay.
All right.
Your turn.
Okay. My number 3. Now, I want to preface this by saying I love Tales from the Crypt. And my dad bought us the Tales from the Crypt Christmas CD.
Oh.
We made him play that every December so that we never had to listen to real Christmas music. Because, but,
Smart move.
so I'm okay with comedy songs. Okay, the Crypt rap. Like, Crypt Jam, I believe it's called. Yeah.
The keeper, for I have a tasty treat, inviting you all to a feast. Only the best of fiends can come. We'll have skeletons of fun.
And that was during a time, guys, where like it was late 80s, early 90s, when like rap was starting to get, like rap and hip hop was starting to get very big and very mainstream. So of course every form of media needed to dip their fucking toes in it.
The Crypt Keeper doing it is just cringe. It's just a whole cringe song.
Like seriously, anything in the fucking late 80s, early 90s where like any show or movie made a rap song, the ones that I can think of the most is like the Addams Family.
Yeah.
And fucking Xena the Warrior Princess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they did a rap song and it was really fucking cringy and gross. And I don't understand. I don't understand.
It's not a good memory.
I don't understand, y'all. You know, I don't. It's again, I get it. You know, you're trying to capitalize on hype and certain types of.
Please look. I don't know how much of the clips or the music we're going to be able to play from any of this on here, but please on your own look up the Crypt Jam so you can just
take
this time capsule back to this time period
and leave it
and just
drop it off and fucking bury it. And did John Kassir? Did he?
I think he might have.
Oh,
he had to have.
He had to have. Because wow.
Which John Kassir, he's in, they did Reefer Madness the musical.
Yes.
And he's in that, and he does a laugh, and I'm like, that's just the Crypt Keeper, dude. Get a different laugh. Like, I love that movie.
I love Reefer Madness.
Yes.
Got both of them. The original and
the musical
the musical's great. Yeah.
Check it out.
Reefer Madness is fucking awesome.
But yeah, John Kassir's in that. But he's the voice of the Crypt Keeper, if you didn't know.
Yes. That's what you probably should have.
We probably should have led with that.
But of course, you know, with both of us,
we're just like, John Kassir, sure.
This is a normal conversation. We both know. So
let's move on.
Let that fucking do its whatever. Okay, so I am going to bring up. I hope I don't get a lot of hate for this. I really don't, because this is also a great fucking movie, and I don't want to shit on it. I'm not shitting on it at all. I did not like the score for Reanimator. To me, it paid too much of an homage to Psycho. You can definitely tell, like, in the beginning credits when you're listening to it, very heavy, like, Psycho energy.
Yeah.
Which is cool, like, because Psycho's fucking awesome, and that score is iconic, you know, and that sound is iconic. But I feel like it was just a little too much of a nod to a point where it was almost like a cheap imitation.
Yeah.
You know,
I could see that.
You know, I wasn't okay with it. And it was really more of just like the beginning score. Like the rest of the movie is fucking fine and it's beautiful. It's a glorious film, you know.
Great movie.
Fuck, I love Reanimator, but yeah, like the beginning song, the opening title,
Just no.
it was to me it just felt like a really cheap imitation. Like I didn't think this was an homage at all. It's like, no, you're straight up ripping off of it. Like, I'm sorry. But that's just me, you know, but that movie is awesome. I'm gonna reiterate that.
Right.
So
But you could a lot of movies have sampled the score from Psycho.
Yes.
But it's a sampling. It's not a straight up, hey, we're just going to make it sound just like this, but we're going to change it a little bit so that way we can't get in trouble.
Right. And that's how I felt. Like, you know how you sometimes, like, when you're, a good example, watching, like, Robot Chicken, and they'll spoof on certain, you know, other characters from like other networks. Obviously they don't have the rights to. And when they make the music, they make it very, very similar, but they only change like a couple of notes and a couple of, like, they might do it in a different key. So I kind of feel like that's kind of what Reanimator did with Psycho. It's like they kind of went Robot Chicken with their score, where they just kind of took Psycho and like, oh, let's just put this in a different key and, you know, up the notes in this part and, you know.
Robot Chicken, now that I'm thinking about the beginning of Robot Chicken, makes me think of Reanimator.
Oh my god, yeah!
Every single, there's a bunch of different Robot Chicken openings now, but every single one is about reanimating somebody who's died.
Yep.
It's awesome.
Hell yeah. Hells yeah.
Alright, my number 2 is going to be Hes Back, the man behind the mask, in parentheses. From Alice Cooper, of all people, you guys. Okay.
This song.
It's the theme for Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives.
God.
Lame lyrics, too synthesized, and not scary considering it's goddamn Alice Cooper.
Right?
Like, what? You were expecting...
Where's the energy?
Exactly. You were expecting this, like, creepy energy, and it just had none of that. None of it. I don't know what he was thinking.
Maybe he had, like... to be fair, maybe he had some, like, studio influence.
Maybe.
It's very possible, because sometimes, like, when you have a really heavy studio influence...
How much does he use synthesizers, though? Like, in his normal stuff?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like he, you know, it's very possible that the studios, whoever produced the music or whatever, too, acquiring rights, whatever, all that fucking legal bullshit. It's very possible that they could have, like, heavily influenced him, saying, like, look, we want you to do it because we know you're Alice Cooper and we know you got that creepy vibe going on, but it's the 80s and we're gonna use a synthesizer and we want that in your song. So it's very possible that they had to water him down
maybe.
You know, because of studio decisions. I don't know that for a fact. That's just a theory, but I have a feeling that's probably how it happened.
I don't know, because, like, the lyrics aren't good, the beat's not good, like, there's nothing good about this song.
There isn't. Especially from Alice Cooper. Like,
from Alice Cooper with Jason. Like, it should be iconic. It should be iconic, and it's not.
it didn't do its job.
No, it sure did not.
No.
It's a miss.
Swing and a miss.
Okay, my number 2. So when I was a teenager, I had really bad insomnia, and so whenever I couldn't sleep, I would watch on demand from Xfinity, I think, FearNet. And they always had tons of movies on there that were just, you know, I mean...
Just random
movies that they got the rights to, you know, to stream. And The Dentist was one of them. And I remember watching that one again. It was like 2 a.m, you know, and so that's my, you know, my midnight movie. Part of my midnight movies, I call them. And I really fucking hated the score for The Dentist. I can't
even think of the score for The Dentist. All I can think of is all the stuff that happened to the dentist.
Yeah, oh, well, I mean, obviously, for obvious reasons.
That movie, I have dentist issues, so that movie has extra, like...
Yeah.
issues for me.
And they really go to town. Like, they go to fucking town on the dentist.
Yeah, there's no holding back.
Yeah, like, woo, like, I mean, you're seriously, like, if you hate the dentist, like, just avoid this movie. Like, honestly.
I should have. I did not.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough to get through. If you're not into, you know, toothy stuff, don't. Yeah. Personally, like, the dentist doesn't bother me. I actually have, like, a really weird thing with teeth. I like them. I like the aesthetic of teeth, and I
like teeth.
I think they're cool.
I just don't like people messing with my teeth. Like,
yeah. I know.
There's the difference.
I totally understand.
I like teeth. I just don't like people in my mouth playing with my teeth.
That's fair. Honestly, it's fair. But no, I just, like, again, the beginning. When you produce a score, you know, and you introduce it right at the beginning, you gotta make sure it's a good start. You gotta make sure it's a good flow, you know, and it really sets your mood. But with the dentist, I feel like maybe because they knew, you know, what kind of movie that the audience was expecting. You know, I think that's probably part of why they made the score the way they did, you know, but I hated it. It was just too cheesy. It was just way too cheesy. I feel like they could have done a way better job with it. And it's like, this is actually like a pretty scary fucking movie. Like, this is actually pretty terrifying, and you just cheesed it up, and that.
Yeah, I can get that, but like I said, for that movie, I'm gonna have to take her word for it because I don't remember the music at all in that movie. All I remember is going, just covering my mouth the whole time. Like,
and it's so funny though. Like, when I first watched it, that was like the first thing I noticed. Like when that title card happened, I was like, oh.
I'm sure I noticed it too and was like, this sucks, but then he started drilling into people's teeth and I forgot all about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, later on, the score later on, again, fine, kind of like Reanimator, like, everything was fine, but, like, that right at the beginning, I was like, you fucked it up.
You gotta put your best foot forward.
Alright.
Number 1.
Oh, shit, are we on number 1?
We are on number 1. And my number 1 is, Are You Ready for Freddy? By the Fat Boys. Guys.
No! No! I know this, and
it's a wrap. I'm gonna say it's a wrap.
Late 80s, early 90s were fucking weird.
They made poor Robert Englund do this. There's literally a line where Freddy comes out and goes,
"You see, my name is Freddy, and I'm here to save."
It's horrible. It's horrible. It's bad. Think of the worst, whitest 80s rap that you've ever heard in your life, and then multiply it by 10, and that's what this is.
Robert Englund is not a rapper.
No.
He's not.
No. He's a very good actor. He is not a rapper.
No. Hope he got paid a lot to do that.
I really do. I really, really hope he got paid so much money to do that.
God fucking damn. Like,
it's embarrassingly bad, guys. Like, it's embarrassingly bad.
Like, if you want ultimate cringe, like, if you want, the cringiest, I swear to God, it's like the cringiest thing you will see all day or hear all day, please. If you're into cringe, please, check it out.
Yeah. Yeah, not everything can be, the Ghostbusters theme song, guys. Like,
right, exactly.
Some songs just don't work, and that one was very much one of them. Again, because I don't know how much we're going to be able to show for clips, please look this up on your own. This is a piece of horror history. Oh, not a good piece, but it is a piece.
We have to learn from this.
Right. We have to make sure this never happens again, guys. Right. Let's learn from history.
Yeah. So I'm going to bring this up because this is a very, very important topic for me. I think just because of the nostalgia I feel behind this film, and how they fucked it up with the re-release of the DVD. I need to talk about Return of the Living Dead Part 2, which I am wearing, my beautiful... Okay, let me get into this a little bit. Okay, so the original theatrical soundtrack, right, was fucking amazing. Banging. Like, so fucking good. And the scene specifically where all the zombies are coming out of the graves, after the trioxin gas, was melted into the ground or whatever, you know, from the rain. And it's such a fucking banger, and it's the epitome of camp 80s. Like, such a great, it's got like the guitar, you know, I mean, it's got like the screeching guitar, it's got the synthesizer, but not like too fucking heavy. Oh my fucking god, it was, God bless that fucking theatrical soundtrack. And the rest of the soundtrack and the ADR throughout that movie was really awesome, brilliant. It really set the mood, and especially too with Return of the Living Dead, just in general, it's meant to be campy and it's meant to be fun. So having that theatrical score it fits so fucking well. And to me, it made that movie what it fucking is. Fucking beautiful. But I think it was like 2004 or 2006. Somebody did a re-release on DVD. Which is great, right? Because, I mean, that movie was elusive, you know? I mean, that movie, like, you couldn't...
Did they remaster the footage, or was it just, hey, you can find it now, here it is?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure they just released it because it was elusive, and, like, you couldn't really find it, like, on VHS and stuff. Which, by the way, I desperately want it on VHS, and there's people who are selling it on eBay for VHS, but I don't know if I want to get it yet, because it's kind of pricey. Anyway, it's rare. So... The re-release did not have the theatrical soundtrack.
Doesn't make sense.
And half of the scenes didn't have any music where music should have been. And the ADR got fucked up at some point. Like, there were a couple scenes where, like, the ADR was so fucking bad. I'm like, who did this? Like, who fucking made this, and then who stamped their approval on it and said, yes, let's mass market it and let's fucking sell it?
Someone who doesn't know what they're doing?
No, and I remember, so actually it was fairly recently, I did buy the DVD because I wanted to see for myself, you know, I was like, I want to know how bad this is, you know, and I watched it and was very upset. I was so upset. I was like almost crying. I was like, oh god, you know, this is so bad. And of course, when I saw it as a kid, you know, it had the original theatrical release. So like the music was the one thing I actually remembered very, very well. And that's what tied me so hard to this movie. So I was so mad watching the DVD, and I was like, I can't believe I wasted my fucking money on this. So I ended up getting the Blu-ray because they did do a re-release. I can't remember who came out with it, but there was a re-release on Blu-ray. With like the special edition. It was a special edition. It came with like really like the cover, like the poster was like different and stuff like that. It was really cool. So I bought the Blu-ray because I was so fucking mad. So immediately went to Amazon. I'm like, buying this shit, you know. So that came, and you know, I watched it and I felt so much better. I was like, I can get that bad fucking taste out of my mouth.
So it's just the DVD.
It's just the re-release on the DVD. So this is not the re-release on the Blu-ray. So it's just the DVD that was, like I said, 2004, 2006.
No one's buying DVDs anymore anyway.
Right? You know, so I was very disappointed and very pissed off. And I need everybody to know. I need everyone to fucking know. And like I said, because this movie is so close to my heart, you know, and it's such a huge part of like my it's a childhood gem to me, you know, so that's why it's like I got so upset.
I get it.
So, but yeah, Return of the Living Dead Part 2, great movie, DVD re-release. I don't know what the fuck. There were some of the some of the ADR in there sounded like somebody recorded through a tin fucking can. And then when I watched the Blu-ray, everything was fine. The audio was totally fine. What did you do?
All right, so that's it for this episode.
Yes.
Tune in next week. We're going to do worst horror television shows or television show episodes, whatever. It's TV. We're going to talk about TV.
Whatever we didn't vibe with. Let's just put it that way.
Right.
Yep.
It's not a vibe. Alright, so remember to like and subscribe, ring the bell so that you get notifications, and please let us know down in the comments if you have any ideas for any top 5 worst whatevers in horror that you'd like us to cover.
Please do. We need ideas.
I have some, but I'm gonna run out eventually, guys. Help me out here.
Please. We need you.
Alright, so thanks so much for watching. Have a good night. Good fight.